Hello, welcome to the latest breaking news. In this video, you will see important news on USA trending and breaking. Please like this video, subscribe this channel. 37 hilarious comedians who happen to be women. I just don't think female comedians are funny. Well, I'm just a girl, standing in front of the people spewing that nonsense, asking them to shut the actual asterisk F up. Honestly, thinking women aren't funny is such a tired, not to mention boring opinion. It also simply doesn't hold up. Some of the best comedians working today just happen to be women. Even outside of the comedy world, whether it's giving funny gifts or trolling on social media, women have always been, and will continue to be, funny. So to celebrate all of our collective humor, we've put together a list of the best female comedians working right now. One of the coolest things about comedy today, is how it's expanding to include new forms. I love seeing stand-up comedians sometimes in person, but mostly by watching their Netflix specials on the couch while wearing sweats and drinking wine. But I also love discovering new funny women who are changing the comedy landscape by starting their own comedy podcast or bringing their low-worthy acts to TikTok and Instagram. The female comedians on this list all had different career paths, but they share one crucial thing in common. They are hilarious, and you will be laughing by the end of this list. You're welcome. Comedy's current girl, Jacqueline Novak, recently released her one-woman show on Netflix, titled Get on Your Knees. Her show was hailed by the New York Times and won a Drama Desk Award before being made into a special, which was directed by Natasha Lyonne. If you want more Jacqueline, she's written a memoir titled How to Weep in Public. Feeble offerings on depression from one who knows, and hosts a podcast with Kate Berlant called Poog. Speaking of Kate Berlant, she's next up on our list. The comedian is best known for her improv skills, but you may also recognize her from various drama films including Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Don't Worry Darling. In 2022, she released a sketch comedy special with comedian John Early called Would It Kill You to Laugh? And her Hulu comedy special, Cinnamon in the Wind, is absolutely hilarious. Berlant's current one-woman show, Kate, is running internationally after a lengthy run in New York City. Plus, the show is directed by Bo Burnham. This UK-based funny lady has built a stellar reputation in the comedy space, and even won the Funny Women Award back in 2008. She's a regular at Edinburgh Fringe, has multiple stand-up specials on Netflix, and created her own Netflix comedy, The Duchess. The TikTokers know Christina P. The comedian regularly goes viral for hilarious bits from the podcast she hosts with her husband, fellow comedian Tom Segura. Their pod, Your Mom's House, sparked an entire podcast studio which produces other popular shows including Two Bears, One Cave, Dr. Drew After Dark, Where My Mom's At, First Date with Lauren Compton, and more. Ms. Pat has been taking the stage longer than some of our readers have been alive, beginning her career in Atlanta in 2002. These days, she's a regular on the comedy podcast circuit, making appearances on the pods of such comedians as Marc Maron, Bobby Lee, Kevin Hart, and Joe Rogan. She also hosts her own podcast, The Pat Down with Ms. Pat. You may know Esther Povitsky from her role in Dollface, her upcoming series Drugstore June, her hit podcast Trash Tuesday, or her latest stand-up special, which is available to watch in full on YouTube. The hilarious comedian is also a regular on TikTok, where she decodes the random obsessions of the LA hot girls, including overpriced grocery stores and new off-the-wall skincare routines. Wanda Sykes has been a full-time comedian since the 90s, and in her decades in the business, she's done a lot. She's appeared on Def Comedy Jam, wrote for The Chris Rock Show, toured with her stand-up, headlined comedy specials, and hosted a late-night talk show and the Academy Awards. And through it all, she's also been an advocate for LGBTQ+ rights. She most recently dropped a brand new special, Wanda Sykes, I'm an Entertainer. Michelle Wolf made headlines for weeks following her headlining set at the 2018 White House Correspondents' Dinner. The stand-up comic, who briefly headlined her own talk show on Netflix, The Break with Michelle Wolf, pulled no punches at the event, taking aim at Donald Trump, CNN, and, most controversially, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Debates of feminism, comedy, and the role of the White House Correspondents' Dinner followed, but Wolf never backed down from her set, and she continues to include harsh but fair political criticism in her work.